Sharma, for joining in. Just when we thought that the steel industry was experiencing increased export opportunities due to the global crisis, the export duty now has come as news, which is a spoil sport. Is the export opportunity party now completely over, you'd say?
Yeah, good morning to everyone. So first of all, we appreciate the efforts of Government of India to reduce inflation or to control inflation. So this is a good step. We also appreciate that they have put export duty on iron ore and pellets. It is all right. We are fine with this. We are also happy and glad that Government of India has considered the reduction in coking coal import duty as well as some of the other allies. So these all are very good points. We have only one concern, which is a very major concern in the interest of country, because we have taken orders, and the orders are to the tune of, in our company, more than 250,000 tons. So these all are export orders, international orders. So if we stop delivering the material to them, it is a big problem. They will be facing, they'll be challenging us in the international court. And secondly, if we supply them, then we have to pay the export duty instantaneously. So we request to Government of India to please reconsider their decision. If Government of India wants that steel should not be exported or it should be discouraged, then it has to be discussed properly, and we should be given at least 3 months' time so that the existing orders can be delivered, and then we start tapering off the export orders. This is one. Point number two, there is a steel policy where Government of India they themselves encouraged us to export at least 15% of the total steel production. And if you see the last year, the total steel production was 118 million tons, and we exported about 18 million tons. So this is exactly about 15% as per the policy laid by Government of India. Then the next point here is to support the local industry. So I'll be suggesting to Government of India that instead of putting duty on the exports, the custom duty, which is now 7.5% on import of steel, that should be made zero. This is my suggestion, because then it will give a very level playing field, because the goods which are required by our very esteemed customers are not necessarily the same goods are going out of the country. There are so many products in steel, so many items are there. So what we suggest, what I would suggest, rather I will tell you, that Government of India can abolish the import duty, that is 7.5%, and can continue with the export as it is without changing. So this will be a win-win situation. We can supply to the international market. And the domestic customers can import steel. Last year, the steel import was about 5 million tons. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's 5 million or 10 million or 15 million.
Right. So,
and
Mr. Sharma, yeah, I understand that you said that you want a longer notice period before a move like this is implemented, and that you also have, export orders which stand at 2.5 lakh tons. So I just want to understand what happens to the deals that have already been signed.
I mean, we have to bear the loss. I mean, we cannot go to the customer and say that this is the decision, now it is a force measure. So we cannot go to them, because we have developed them over a period of time. It took a couple of years, 4 years, 5 years time to develop a customer. And all of a sudden, if we make it cut and dry relationship, then they will never trust us, because the notification, as far as my knowledge is concerned, does not have expiry date. It does not speak that this particular move by government is for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. So we do not know. We are in abeyance. If we know that it is only for next 3 months or 6 months, then also we can start thinking differently.
So, Mr. Sharma, I just want to understand what the net impact is going to be. Can you quantify that for us? Because on one hand, you do have the import duty on key raw materials, which has been slashed, the export duty imposed on the exports. Any sort of, back of the envelope number that you can give us?
Be at least about $80 to $100 per ton of impact if we had to pay duty immediately. So my suggestion to Government of India and my humble request to them is kindly consider that at least give us 3 months time so that all of the orders in pipeline, they can be met out and we can start with a fresh slate that tomorrow that this is the government policy. Now another problem is government has signed a treaty that is FTA with many countries and they are in the process of signing FTA. In FTA, what will happen? Melt and pour is the Honorable Minister's line or the tagline that any country who is melting the scrap or steel or any iron ore and sending steel to India will attract zero duty in India. This is a very good step. So similarly, melt and pour in India will attract zero duty in the partner country. But here we will be paying 15% and they will be paying zero duty in their country. And they will also be paying zero duty in this country, in India. So again, we are the loser because 15% we will pay and they will not pay 15%. That is another issue. The another point here, which is very pertinent to mention, that based on all these calculations, the steel industry and our company, we have taken decisions for capex. Now, up till now, we were working on the Prime Minister's vision and Honorable Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal's vision that $5 trillion this country has to be an economy of $5 trillion, and out of that, $1 trillion should be exports.
Right. Okay, thanks for putting that into perspective. Losses of about $80 to $100 per ton on the impact of the duty hike. That's the word coming in from the management of JSPL.